The BMW i8 redefines the art of sports car design, both technologically and aesthetically in this Roadster, guys. It may not be the ultimate contender of its kind to drive, but it could well be the ultimate model of this type to own. This is, after all, a plug-in petrol-electric hybrid super sports car that runs silently on its battery in the morning commute, yet can transform itself into a high-performance GT when you're in the mood. It also looks sensational, feels special, and will slash the kind of running costs you'd expect from a super sports car to the bone. As a result, this market segment will never be quite the same again.
The i8 Roadster is something quite new, a super sports car that promises you the thrill of high-performance open-top motoring, but with near-silent aural accompaniment from its electrically assisted powertrain. That's the case when you drive this car in one of its e-drive modes anyway, which works at speeds of up to 75 miles an hour and delivers top-down progress that amplifies the sights, the sounds and the smells of the world around you. As in the coupe version of this model, the electric motor is sited up front. It draws charge from a high voltage lithium-ion battery which powers the front wheels through a dedicated 2-speed auto gearbox. Now this setup works in concert with a tiny mini-sourced 1.5 litre 3-cylinder petrol power plant sited in a mid-engine format behind the back seats, simultaneously driving the rear wheels via another auto gearbox. This is a more conventional one with 6 speeds. Revisions to the i8 have delivered a more densely packed version of the original model's lithium-ion battery, which offers greater capacity, raised from 20 to 34 amp hours, and uses 4th-generation cells that increase energy output from 7.1 to 11.6 kilowatt hours. As a result, this car's all-electric driving range has been increased by nearly 50%. It's WLTP rated at 32 miles in the case of this Roadster variant. And that's provided the battery is fully charged, a process that takes just under 3 hours when the car's plugged into a BMW i wallbox that, if you own this model, you'll want to install in your oak-framed garage. Electrical assistance does do wonders for efficiency, of course. The unrealistic quoted WLTP fuel figure is 128.4 mpg on the combined cycle, and there's an NEDC2 rated 46 grams per kilometre of CO2 reading, which equates to a benefit-in-kind taxation rate of just 13%. But you won't be buying this BMW primarily for its efficiency. It's a super sports car after all, which means that as soon as possible you're going to want to click out of the standard comfort and eco pro driving modes and snick that auto gear lever to its left-hand sports setting to see what this i8 can do. As the dashboard graphics flash orange, the engine will fire up, if it hasn't done that already, chiming in with power to the rear wheels that supplants the torque already being developed by the electric motor for those at the front. The result is four-wheel drive traction and some serious pep. 62 miles an hour from rest, that's achievable in just 4.6 seconds on the way to a maximum speed that has to be reined in at 155 miles an hour. The ride is rather firm despite the standard variable damping system, and the steering could use a touch more feedback so you don't get the track day feel of a rival 911 or AMG GT. In compensation, though, the BMW is arguably a better highway cruiser, and on twisting secondaries, if you lower your corner entry speed a fraction, you can apply power deliciously early through the turn. That delivers an immensely satisfying feel of instant electrical motor thrust, which, combined with that four-wheel traction, makes this BMW an exceptionally quick point-to-point B-road blaster. Even standing still, there's a sense of theatre about this i8, with a riot of complex surface treatments, contrasting colours, sharp creases and scalloped sills. For this Roadster version, BMW has revised this car's distinctive dihedral doors to integrate frameless windows and better fit with the new roof arrangement. Now this is a fabric top which activates in 15 seconds at speeds of up to 31 miles an hour. It folds in a Z shape and it stows vertically in the space where tiny back seats would be in the coupe model, nestling between the rear bulkhead and the mid-rear mounted combustion engine. As ever in an i8, the packaging is necessarily intricate, given the need to accommodate 2 gearboxes, 3 electric motors, a 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine, a 200-kilo bank of high-tech lithium-ion batteries, and all the associated technology of 4-wheel drive. It's all built into what the brand calls a life drive design approach, the name designating the 2 separate platform segments that combine to create the underpinnings for this car. First up is the aluminium drive module that shrouds the combustion engine and the electric motor, the battery pack and various power electronics and chassis components. Now this connects to the separate life module, the name BMW gives to this i8 CFRP, carbon fibre reinforced plastic passenger cell. Now because of this, the designers of this Roadster model didn't need to build in additional structural reinforcement to make up for the removal of the roof. There are some additional panels in the rear suspension, and also the strengthened windscreen frame is fashioned out of reinforced CFRP, but that's about it. In the cabin, you'll find the styling as futuristic as it was outside. The curved layered dash made up of overlapping 3-dimensional segments and complemented by contrasting colours. Cocooned yet surprisingly roomy, the driver-focused cockpit envelops you with slender blue-stitched leather sports seats. They have been redesigned as part of a package of mid-term updates, which also include the standard inclusion of these carbon fibre trimming panels and the addition of touchscreen functionality for the 8.8-inch iDrive infotainment monitor that's positioned at the top of the dash there. Most arresting, though, is the display that you view through this grippy 3-spoke wheel, a sci-fi style screen which is also 8.8 inches in size, and that delivers range readings for fuel and battery power below 2 circular digital dials that change in colour depending on the driving mode that you select. Onto interior practicalities, and as is the sports car norm, cabin storage space is somewhat limited, and that's not helped by the fact that there are no door pockets here. Obviously, the deletion of the coupe model's rear seats doesn't help either, although to compensate, BMW has provided 100 litres of storage space between the roof box and the seat backs, which is compartmentalised into 3 parts, and that's ideal for stuffing coats and soft bags into. So let's finish with a look at boot space. Now it's just as well that extra space behind the seats was freed up, because there isn't much room available in the boot, just 88 litres. That's around half the trunk space offered to buyers of the coupe version. Like its coupe counterpart, this i8 Roadster offers a fundamentally different interpretation of what a super sports car can be. At the wheel of one of these, high-performance motoring is no longer an ecological embarrassment, but an expression of futuristic fascination. It's a very special blend, and in Roadster form, it's a beautiful piece of pavement theatre. Nothing else we can think of in this segment is so striking, surprising and sensational, yet so ultimately sensible in what it sets out to offer. It's a landmark car, nothing more, nothing less, and an incredible achievement.